Why are we not hearing the same messaging criticizing states that are, making these moves, like we heard previously with, for instance, Ron DeSantis?
Well, I would say there is a distinct difference between standing in the way, which Ron DeSantis did, or Governor DeSantis, I'll give him his full title, of teachers, school administrators, and others taking steps to protect the students in their school communities. There's a difference between standing in the way of it, threatening to pull back funding, and allowing for local school districts to make choices, which is what a number of these states are doing.
The White House press secretary, stands in front of that podium and lies through her teeth every single day, and usually about the state of Florida. The other day she said Florida hasn't done enough to get schools open.
An example would be Florida, where they have done little to distribute money, to little to no steps to distribute money to state across the state and to school districts. Now, part of it is you have to write a plan for how you're going to keep schools open to get the third tranche of money, and some have been delayed in that. But right now, that's an example of a state that could do more.
Are you kidding me? I remember them criticizing me when we did this almost 2 years ago. We were the only big state to have every school district open for in-person. And we did that way before Biden was even president. We didn't need the Biden stimulus money for that. We did it. We opened them. And yet they're saying Florida didn't do it. And you look right now, all the school closures across the country, you don't see that happening here like you do there. And yet that's what they do.
What the FDA is making clear is that these treatments, the ones that they are fighting over, that the governor is fighting over, do not work against Omicron, and they have side effects. That is what the scientists are saying. We have sent them 71,000 doses of treatments that are effective against Omicron and are effective also against Delta. And they are still advocating for treatments that don't work. We know it works, vaccines and boosters. We have a range of doses of things that do work in treatments, and we're providing those to Florida.
And so recently she said that the monoclonals do not work, definitively do not work against Omicron, and they have really bad side effects. That's what she said. And that is not true based on what we've seen in the state of Florida. But the idea that somehow this has led to massive adverse reactions is just a lie. And it is a lie designed to buttress politically a position that they have taken, which is just indefensible as a matter of policy, as a matter of basic decency for people. Yes, I understand up there, their whole rationale, when they do those press conferences, to prop up the regime. I get it. But you can only lie so much.
Of the solution, if you're not going to be a part of saving people's lives, then get out of the way and let other people do the job.
Get out of the way.
That means don't make it harder for people to put requirements on masks or asking for vaccination status into law.
These two states, Florida and Texas, account for 1/3 of all new COVID-19 cases in the entire country. Just two states. Look, we need leadership from everyone. If some governors aren't willing to do the right thing to beat this pandemic, then they should allow businesses and universities who want to do the right thing to be able to do it. I say to these governors, please help. But if you aren't going to help, at least get out of the way of the people who are trying to do the right thing.
Trying to restrict people, impose mandates, if you're trying to ruin their jobs and their livelihoods and their small business, if you are trying to lock people down, I am standing in your way, and I'm standing for the people of Florida. Why don't you do your job? Why don't you get this border secure? And until you do that, I don't want to hear a blip about COVID from you. Thank you.